Hey guys, Bones here on the PvE, here to show you a quick preview of the Xin Mini rework. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video on this topic, this isn't a huge scale rework on kind of like with Warwick or Galley or something where they totally change what's going on. There's a lot of familiar stuff here. They've just kind of thrown in some new stuff and shuffled some things around, so it's what I call a mini rework. But I'm going to quickly go over all the new stuff here. I'm going to skip over, the stuff that's the same, like his Q and E and whatnot. But in any case, let's get started here. So his new passive is Determination. Every third attack deals a certain amount of attack damage as bonus damage. So this starts at 20% and scales up to 80% based on his level. And heals in for a certain amount, which also scales based on level. Three Talon Strike, more or less the same. We're not going to go over that. Still the basic, blong blong knock-up thing. Next, this is the new thing here, like the main new thing. His W, which is replacing his old attack speed steroidy thing, which has been kind of rolled into his other stuff. Xin Zhao slashes in front of himself with his spear and then thrusts it forward. Slashing deals a certain amount of damage, and the thrust will also do more damage, and slows by 50% for 1.5 seconds. So this is what it looks like here, like that. Just to kind of comment on the damage numbers here, obviously the slash is very low. This is going to be super easy to land. It's just, if someone's in front of you, you're always going to land that. It looks like the thrust is going to be a bit more difficult. Now, if anyone's wondering about the lane applicability of this skill here and poking at long range like this, because that's the first thing that came to mind for me, it feels a little bit slow to reliably use it. I mean, if you're consistently landing that poke against someone, probably means they're not very good. Like, it's super telegraphed. Like, you do that slash first, they know exactly where the poke is going to come if they, have any idea how this champion or the rework works. It like kind of reminds me of a Jarvan Q, at least in terms of the length of it or the range. It looks about the same-ish, except, whereas a Jarvan Q comes out immediately, this thing has this telegraphed slash thing before it. So it feels more like kind of something you're going to use at, melee range typically, where you're not gonna miss it. Like, you jump on something and then use it like that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not saying you're never gonna land the poke or anything like that. It just seems like maybe a chase down skill, but for the most part, I wouldn't expect to rely on that. The damage is quite good, incidentally. The base damage is crap, but it has a total AD scaling of about 0.9-ish, if my math is correct. So that's decent. In fact, at level 1, I was looking at it earlier, and you can get it up to, just with a simple Doran's Blade, and actually I have kind of jungle masteries currently. It dealt about 100 damage at level 1, so I mean, it's not bad as a poke tool right off the bat, but in terms of the raw damage. But in any case, Audacious Charge, nothing really different there. I wouldn't worry about that. And yeah, finally his ult. This is another thing that's a bit different. Dealing damage, the percent damage, and knocking people away. It doesn't knock people away or the last person you hit or charge kind of thing. That hasn't changed, but it does come with this invulnerability mechanic here. So let's just read over that quickly. For 3 seconds after casting this ability, Xin has increased awareness and will completely block damage from enemies that are far away. Xin's attacks and spell casts increase the duration of awareness by 0.3 seconds each. So let me just show you. You can use it, you don't even have to hit anyone and that part goes off. So let me just show you. It's like there, like this. And basically what this means, see this kind of like wind effect thing here? Anyone outside of that cannot deal damage. If you're inside this bubble, you can still hit Xin and deal damage, etc., etc. But he is immune to damage from anyone outside of it. Now, as far as I'm aware, he is not invulnerable to CC, so you can still CC him from outside of it, etc. But so as you can see, it still knocks people away. So let's imagine this targeting dummy could damage me, just so we're all clear here. Oh, I just hit it. No, so it's not going to get knocked away. But yeah, so it's outside of this thing currently. If you could shoot me, it wouldn't deal damage. If I go into range with it here like this, it can hit me back. And so by fighting it, we're extending the duration. So you can actually get this to last quite a long time. In any case, that's what we have there. Those are the baseline changes. I'll, of course, be streaming this shortly after I upload this video. So in any case, thanks for watching, everyone. And stay tuned to the channel for more stuff, full gameplay stuff and announcements about my streaming schedule, etc., etc. Anyway, that's it for me. Goodbye.